Okay, let's do it. Hi, there will be like no link for now.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another review. You probably read the title, but today's review is Toby's Nuts. I mean, Dudley the Chugger like in it, bruv. I'm so sorry. But, yeah, Toby. For me. The box is a bit tattered, but, I got them for free. I'll tell you that a bit later on. But, the box is a bit damaged really, but who cares? On the back, you get Thomas, Percy, James, Duck, Toby's Nuts, Gordon, Bill, Ben. The box is dated 2005, as you can see, but my Toby is actually not from 2005 for some reason, so they probably are reusing old boxes. Ignore the fact that Thomas is dead. I got him like that, and yeah. I really like this box star as it has all sorts of characters at the bottom, like Mavis here. Like, this is 2005, and Mavis wasn't even that prominent in 2005. You've got a very blue looking Henry.
Why Henry is so
And a blue looking Percy.
on the box is so
This is 3+ still, come on. How many times have I told you? These are not 3+. You've got the Hit Entertainment logo there, because why not? Yeah, this is a different box style, as you can tell from my other reviews, but it says Thomas and Friends accessory range for use with electric train sets. Some of you may remember that this banner thing here was my old channel logo's background for ages, so that's a bit of nostalgia really. You've got a nice Hornby logo there, and yeah, on the side you've got Toby the Tram Engine electric. So, like,
this is electric.
I know I keep waffling about, but here's the story and like how I got him for free, really. With your friend or something, basically I'm around like 12, 13 years ago, and they like really cool things. They had this Toby place around, they had him around like years and years and years. Something I like Thomas, like Jarvis, I'm reading Thomas, he's free. So, I didn't actually have to buy a Hornby Toby, so I guess you could say this is priceless. Oh, I'm so funny, aren't I? Yeah, I'll shut up now. Alright, let's get him out then. Yet again, we got the polystyrene, which, yeah, you know what my thoughts are, like, holes in the back, push them out. I don't believe Toby came with any instructions, so, yeah. Now, here is Toby. Did you get the reference, guys? Yeah, there's sort of like a joke in the Thomas community that, like, Hornby Toby is garbage, really. I have mixed opinions on him. Some things I think are better than the Blackman one, other things I think the Blackman one's better, but, yeah. The face, I think that face is really good. So much better than the Blackman one. I really hate the Blackman Toby face. I don't know what's wrong with him, but that does not look like Toby. I don't know why everyone praises it and not this face. This is the right Toby face in my opinion. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that. The lamp there is nicely molded. And on the back too. Unfortunately, these black parts aren't hollow, so you can see through, but to be honest, you're probably not missing out because you just see lots of gears in that, so not really that interesting. I don't know if it's noticeable on camera, but he has a sort of weird colour. Like, the faces are sort of like yellowy colour on the roof as well. I don't think this is from age, but just how they made him. He's got very long couplers, but luckily they're not as annoying as the Blackman ones, which cut through the actual foot plate.
What
This
point?
detailing
That's
up here is better than the
caricature.
back one, I think. Because the back
Yeah.
one on the bell is like very cheaply molded in. Although the bell is yellow here, which I think that should be gold. Can't remember, to be honest. He's got his little funnel there. There we go. Funnel. No spark arrestor though, but yeah. I'm still getting used to this camera, so don't make fun of me. But yeah. Toby, he is from 2010, but the box says from 2005, so it's a bit weird. The only real problem I have with it, which you already know what it is he's too tall. I haven't got anything to compare him next to, because I forgot, but this thing is massive. He is so tall, he can barely fit under anything, which is why most people hate the Horby Toby. But I'm here to defend him. Horby Toby is not the worst Thomas model.
Fuck. Okay, guys, I'll make a deal with you. When I get my birthday money, let me make a poll real quick. Let me make a poll. Image poll. Okay, don't ask about my chat. I'm smart. Oh my god. I don't have a picture for what I was gonna use, so Uh, okay. Skibbity. No. What the Sigma? Okay, so I just set up that poll so you guys can go vote on it. Hopefully I get Bachman Donald for my birthday. That's like all I want. Look, it's an edge. Okay, let's watch him rant about my favorite episode. I actually kind of like Diesel Goes Away. It's a mid episode. Signals crossed. Okay. Hey, that's not kind. Wait, did he? Alright, let's watch a goofy. Let's watch one of these. Purry. I should get a Hormy Purry. Oh, nice. Alright, what worst episode shall we watch? Screw it, we're watching Apology Impossible.
Most, if not all of you know, Diesel 10 is my favorite Thomas character. Watch my video to see why. But there's someone who comes in a close second, this being James the Red Engine. He's always really fun when he shows up on screen. His ego in red paint tells you all you need to know about him. That he's a shithead. James is probably one of the most consistent characters in the show, while characters like Henry, who started out as an arrogant douche but had a soft side and meant well, turned into a literal wimpy baby who's scared of everything. Also, the person who voices Henry voices Larry from Gumball. So I thought that was a pretty neat thing to mention because Gumball's like a really good show and I recommend it. And yeah.
It's you! Oh, you are a fool!
But James has stayed the same ever since his beginnings. Sure, he had a couple iffy episodes here and there, but overall he stayed consistent throughout. Although, there is an episode that I would say is the worst James episode and is probably one of the worst in the show. This being Apology Impossible. After Big World Big Adventures was introduced into the world, sadly, every character was flanderized. In other words, became one note. First, he went from a naive but kind-hearted engine to an actual baby.
Percy to the rescue!
Thomas started out as a little shit that went through a progressive character arc in seasons 1 to 5, and Magic Road if you want to count it, to just annoying. And James, he just kind of turned into a jerk. I mean, yeah, he was a jerk before, but he would always learn in the end. Now, he's just a jerk. That's literally all they do with him. And this episode explains that perfectly. So come join us as we take a look at Apology Impossible and see why it is the worst James episode. So, the episode starts with James rushing into Brenham Docks and he runs into a flatbed that hits Philip and somehow causes this one singular oil can to land on James's track. James, for some reason, blames all of this on Philip, despite him literally hitting the flatbed, and he also had his eyes locked onto it, so I don't know why he's blaming Philip for all this. Then Philip goes for a wash down to clean himself up, but James just kind of like spawns in and backs up in front of him.
My turn!
There's like a dude who's been there the entire time. You'd think he'd tell James to move out of the way, but I guess not. So Sir Topham had assigned James to take trucks of sardines, but no, he just kind of lies and runs off. So now Philip is assigned them for some reason. Another thing, James apparently doesn't know what sardines are, despite working on the railway for like over 50 years now.
Sardines? What are they?
Remember when the fish in Thomas would be delivered in closed-off fans so that stuff wouldn't get in the fish? Good times. So Philip has to go over a bridge, but part of the bridge is being repaired, so Philip has to go on the other track. James, who's on the same track as Philip, doesn't hear or see this man screaming at the top of his lungs for him to stop. James and Philip have a near collision, and James again blames this on Philip. Philip actually stands his ground and talks back to James.
You've been unfair, and quite frankly, not very nice.
And a bunch of engines get held up.
Do you need a little push?
It's not me, it's Thomas. It's not me, it's Philip. It's not me, it's James.
James tries to turn the blame back onto Philip, saying stuff like,
I don't make mistakes.
Then we get to one of those dumb dream sequence things where, because all the engines are on the bridge, they fall into the ocean, and this is the only good scene in the episode because they all almost drown, which I thought was funny.
My sardines!
I fell in the water.
Okay, that was a good joke. I kind of find it funny how Paxton is still a good character.
Someone could help me. Maybe? Please? Ow.
But they end up reversing for James, and look, it's my reaction watching this episode. You know it's bad when even the troublesome trucks give him glares.
This is ridiculous.
So James made them all late, and Fat Hat tells him to say sorry. And Philip immediately accepts his apology. He doesn't even look like he meant it. The second Philip accepts his apology, he tries to get away. Like this feels so forced. He then apologizes to everyone, and they're all happy, and it ends with them all laughing. I'm so happy right now for everyone. I love this era of Thomas. It's very educational for me. I've learned so much.
Really useful, man.
The reason why this episode sucks is because of James's character. As I've said earlier, James was a jerk in the seasons before Big World, even as far back as the model series. But he would own up to them and learn from it. Take No Joke for James for an example. He gets hot-headed and starts boasting to himself. He then lies about taking the goods train, saying he's supposed to take the express, not Gordon. This plan obviously goes south, and he gets put in his shed. Afterwards, he learns. So, I've already talked. So, I've already talked about James. I've already talked about James in his worst episode, and it seems you guys liked it a lot, so hey, why not do Percy? Percy is another one of my favorite characters. He started out as being brought to the railway because Gordon, James, and Henry were on strike, then was permanently placed on Thomas's branch line beside Toby as a goods engine. He's quite the naive engine, being easily fooled by engines like Gordon and James that backing signals exist.
Down means go, and up means stop. So upper still must mean go back. I know, it's one of those backing signals. Stop, you're going the wrong way. But it's a backing signal, Percy protested and told him about Gordon and James. The driver laughed and explained. Oh dear, said Percy.
But he is also a very cheeky character, always messing with the bigger engines. Unfortunately, like most of the characters, Percy has changed over time. He became dumber, more annoying.
Of course not, Gordon huffed importantly. Express engines don't pull trucks. It wouldn't be dignified. Dingy-fried, puzzled Percy. What's that? Dignified.
No episode explains this better than Panicky Percy. This episode really ruined Percy's character and is, in my opinion, the worst episode in the Big World Big Adventures era. So, let's take a look at Panicky Percy and see why it is the worst Percy episode. So, the episode starts with Percy hurrying back to the sheds after his mail delivery was delayed. Nia tells everyone how much she loves the snow, and we cut to a flashback from Big World Big Adventures where Nia and Thomas were caught in an avalanche. Percy is immediately put off by this, and Sir Topham Hatt comes to the shed to tell everyone that the rails are icy. Percy recommends that everyone stays in their shed, but apparently everyone but Percy has a brain in this scene and doesn't listen to him. Womp womp. Later, Percy is pulling some trucks, spots Diesel, and for some reason he thinks he's on the same track as him. And oh no, they're gonna crash.
Okay, this is actually kind of funny.
Oh no! This is track as him and pulling some trucks, spots Diesel, and for some reason he thinks he's on the same track as him. And oh no, they're gonna crash. Oh no! This track is him. And oh no, they're gonna crash. For some reason, listen to him. Womp womp. Later, Percy is pulling some trucks, spots Diesel, and for some reason he thinks he's on the same track as him. And oh no, they're gonna crash. Oh no! This is where the episode goes sour for me. Percy was always a younger, more timid character, but he wasn't a complete idiot. Take Magic Rara for an example. Thomas tells Percy to spy on Splatter and Dodge, but Percy's obviously taken aback by this. Thomas reassures him, saying that he's brave.
Because you're a brave engine, Percy. Oh, I forgot.
Later, when Percy is spying on both twins, he tells himself that he's brave and he can do it.
I am brave. I am brave. Thomas says I'm brave, so I'm brave.
Moments like this tell us that yeah, he's not the bravest or the biggest, but he'll do anything as long as it's for his friends. Sounds cheesy, I know, but it's really the best way I can explain it. In this episode, he's just, like I said, he's just dumb. Like, how did he not see that Diesel was on a different track? He's a train, for God's sake. Oh my god! Anyways, Percy now thinks that every dropping of snow means it's an avalanche. Percy arrives at Knapford where Thomas said he'd meet him, but Percy doesn't see him anywhere. So apparently to Percy, this automatically means that Thomas is in trouble, so he has to go find him. Oh, hold on. Why is he going that way? They literally show that there's a wall right there in the last shot. Why are you going that way? What the fuck? So Percy goes to Rebecca to tell her that Thomas is apparently missing. The two then go to Duck's branch line to see if he's there. Rebecca then splits up to see if anyone on the main line has seen him. Then Percy, for some reason, starts speeding up while screaming at the top of his lungs. He's so annoying in this. Oh my god. Then he goes on a not very sharp turn, and then this happens.
Percy to the rescue!
I hate you. Rebecca keeps searching for Thomas and finds him perfectly fine at the docks. Then apparently every engine just abandons their job to go find Percy, and okay, I will admit the driver's just kind of hanging out there is a kind of like it's a funny visual gag. I like that. Henry's there too. Moving on. So Percy learned his lesson and it ends with them all laughing together. I'm so happy for them. The reason this episode sucks is because of Percy's involvement. He's just really annoying and is scared for like no reason. As I've said earlier, Percy was always a younger, more naive character, and while yes, this episode does showcase that, it kind of just falls flat in his face because of how much they push it. They basically push it to the extreme here and it gets really annoying. And also, that crash was poorly made. You know, usually even some of the worst Thomas episodes have great crashes, but this one is just poorly directed. Even with the CGI crashes, they would show the impact it had on the engine's weight. Percy just kind of just glides off the tracks. I mean, the idea of this episode isn't the worst thing ever. The lesson is an alright one about not letting your imagination run wild, but this was just not the way to go about it. I wish maybe we got a scene with Percy and the Fat Controller and he scolds Percy for delaying everyone's jobs. Maybe if that was included, I would have liked the episode more. I don't really know. I don't really care either. This episode sucks. Overall, this episode had a pretty good message, but was brought down by everything else. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today. If you liked this video, consider subscribing, and if you guys want me to make this a series where I talk about the worst episodes of
Okay, everyone, this is Mr. Oliver. I haven't made an actual video for a little bit of a while now, but, I found something in my storage room. Let me just, Yeah, I found an E2 there, and it's a bit of a long story, so sit back, relax, maybe get some popcorn, and yeah, let's just have a good time.
What the fuck?
Basically, what happened was back in October, I wanted to get every single ready-to-run double O gauge LBSER Marshumber loco. So the E2, the Sonic Models K-Class, the Rapido E1, the Dapple Terrier, as that Dapple's the only company that makes it in Marshumber, the Bachmann E4, the Bachmann H1, and the Bachmann H2. And I didn't want to tell my mother to spend $200 on one of the Bachmann logos. The Dapple Terrier is not the best, and the other two aren't even out yet, so I settled on the E2. So I found a listing that wasn't a bid, as I don't like bids. I sent it to my mother, and she was like, okay, I'll get it to you for Christmas, right? And this is like the beginning of October, and around the same time I got my iBat 2MT. So when this arrived, I thought it was the iBat 2MT, but it wasn't. It was this. So I ran it for like 30 seconds and told my mom, hey, it's a Christmas gift. So I put it back in the box, put it on the dinner table, and a few days later it was gone. So I assume my mom went to put it in her closet where she usually hides her gifts. And well, Christmas rolls around, it ain't under the tree, don't unwrap it. I checked the storage room, garage, and her closet many times. And only today she got around to cleaning it. And when she got done, I wanted to see how the room looked. And what do I see sitting on the shelf? This fella. Technically, this is inaccurate, as the only E2 that actually wore the Marshumber livery were 103 and 104. And technically, the only reason why is because they were traveling passenger runs, so therefore, actually... Yeah, I'll stop now, but in addition, this E2 did not run very well. Like, hold on, let me just Is it dead? Like, yeah, it's a bit choppy.
Okay, I'm gonna go scour eBay for a sec until somebody types in chat. Diesel 10. Oh wait, I typed in diesel, not diesel 10. Okay, somebody typed in chat.
And it gets caught on points. But then, if we run this one on here,